for a reason. I know it's been difficult for you lately, that you feel different from other kids.
Just a floor, Brian.
You are different.
Caitlin, give him a hand up.
He's a creep.
Help him up.
What are you doing?
I want him in handcuffs and I want him gone. Do you even know who his real mother is?
I'm his real mother. Let's go.
Maybe there is something wrong with Brandon.
I will never turn against our son.
He's not my son.
Hey, who's messing with me?
Something wrong?
Boy around by chance?
You're one of the only people in the world that knows how special I am.
There are believed to be no survivors among the 268 passengers on board.
No, no, no.
Whatever you've done, I know there is good inside you.
Corey! You're safe now.
I want to do good, Mom. I do.
Alright, that's it.
That's it. So that was the trailer of the movie Brightburn. So this is a spoiler-filled review. So if you have not seen the movie, I suggest you do not watch this review because we are going to spoil this movie. We're going to get into detail as much as possible about the movie and what we thought of the movie. So I'm Sergeant Alexander. For those of you who know me outside of the Master Assassin's clan, Cleotis Alexander. This is my wife Tiana. And so this movie, Brightburn, is a movie that's about Superman. What if Superman had went bad from the beginning? And I kind of like it. I like the twist on it. I like the character that the actor that played the character Brightburn. It was a good movie. Like I said, it went from superhero, supervillain to horror very quickly. So I like that about it, and it was just it made you put things in perspective about superheroes and how you view them, and you know, kind of like what's the guy, Tony Baker, how he talked about Batman. You know, for all you Batman fans out there, you know, it really makes you think, hey, Batman was really onto something. Because what if Superman had just decided to flip the script?
Exactly.
From being a teenager, decided to say, you know what?
And any day, any time, he could just decide to take everybody out.
Yeah,
Because he's that powerful.
And there's nobody that can stop him. You know, so it was good to see something different. I think with the movie that it leads the door, or it left the door open for sequels, a trilogy, a whole universe.
Whole lot.
I mean, you know, because it was so far there's no one that can stop this kid at doing whatever he wants to do, and just right out the gate, he's just no holds barred. As soon as he finds out he has these powers, he is just ready to just destroy stuff. Like there's no matter what, whoever calls him out on being wrong, tells them they don't like him, you know, tells him yo shit don't stink. And that's it. You know, he's breaking something. He's killing you. So, what was your take on the movie?
I thought it was good. The mom got on my nerves. I mean, I get that she want to be, he's different, but she didn't, like when he did the sleepwalking, and he ended up in the barn and he was trying to open the doors, but he was like in that trance. She didn't tell the husband about it. Why? And then at the end, when she was getting ready, she had her weapon and she could have stabbed him. She's typical horror movie, and I'm not gonna say the rest because y'all already know. But she stood there. Oh my God, I love you, and I really don't want to do this for like ever. What is you talking for? Shank his ass and let's go. Why? Apologize after the fact, and he realized what was. It gave him time to realize what was happening, and he stopped her.
See, from that comment right there, I'm gonna start sleeping with 50 Cent. And I gotta give you one of them 50 Cent vests because she just might decide she wants.
I'm just saying, why we wasting time playing? Why we talking about?
No explanations, huh?
Oh my God, I just really don't. And then that would have been it. And then you could have shanked them, and then you could have continued your apology and went from there. Why you doing all that talking?
Apologize at the funeral, huh?
I mean, why he dying in your arms? You know what I'm saying? Let me hold you while you dying. I love you. I didn't want to have to do this to you, but you done killed everybody, and you tried to kill me. Like, she don't remember, you literally just dropped from 2 floors, almost broke your whole ankle, shin busted and everything. You just limped all the way to the barn just to get that. He almost caught you. You almost died. And, oh my God, I love you. Bam. And then, I didn't want to have to do this to you, but you didn't want to listen, and I was trying to, and you trying to do the total opposite. No. Why we talking? Take him out.
Yeah, it was a lot of dialogue at that point.
That made me so mad.
I think that during like the earlier scenes in the movie, what I didn't like was how no one picked up on him and his behavior other than the father. You know, this kid was doing stuff. I mean,
she knew it.
Yeah. Well, what got me was when he threw the lawnmower 200 yards because he couldn't get it to start.
How she didn't hear that?
Yeah,
And
nobody heard or how the lawnmower
well,
wasn't damaged.
I get him. You know, the neighbors might not heard it because y'all in the country. Nearest neighbor about 2-3 miles away.
Yeah, but still.
And I get that. But your mama at the crib and you just threw a whole lawnmower. You know, mama's got them ears. What was that noise? And we going to check it out. Ain't no. Oh, I didn't hear none of that.
Well, I don't see how the father didn't notice. Hey, why is my lawnmower messed up, and why ain't this grass finished being cut like you were supposed to cut when I left half an hour ago? You know, things like that.
Like they just totally forgot about the lawnmower. But.
Yeah, they just skipped the lawnmower scene.
And there probably was a whole scene about it, but they had to cut it for some stupid crazy reason.
Also, the movie seems like it's set in the 80s, but it says 2006, then it speeds forward 10 years.
Annoying.
So that whole seemed like a time gap because they never caught up with the 2006, and they was, I guess it's the Kansas lifestyle.
Like they was playing double dutch with which century they wanted to be in, because at first it was like, oh, okay, she got overalls on, they got hairstyles, and you know they was kind of dressed like they was in the 80s.
But they did.
And then they busting out iPhones
iPhones
and all of that, and
like
it's like, where y'all at? I'm
right,
confused.
but you driving a truck that's 30, 40 years old. Like, wait, hold on, wait a minute. How you got an iPhone?
And see, he had an old truck, but it was clean though. So on top of that, that's another thing that made it kind of like it was new. Like it wasn't something of this time. It was something of back then, but it was new from back then.
I guess, and
it was just,
I don't know, with the iPhone thing, but also it just carried on from there with just the time gap that just continued throughout the movie. But this guy was just, like I say, one of the sociopath superhero killers. So this movie, it starts off with the parents of this psycho super killer demon. They're trying to get in the mood to get the baby, or get the baby making process started.
Like, wait, what?
And that night when all the magic is supposed to happen, he crash lands into the was it the front yard or the side, or He crash lands in the yard, and that stops in the woods, and that stops the whole process. And the mother, she just decides to want to go out and see what's happening. And there's an infant child wrapped in a blanket.
I think they took the blanket. Oh no, he did. Yeah, you go. Go ahead. You're right.
And God has answered your prayers, and
you get this baby
you
we
have a
found
baby.
in the woods.
And the father,
and a whole spaceship.
Yeah, he's sitting there looking like deer in the headlights, and they keep it. In the movie fast forwards 10 years from 2006 to 2016. By this point, this kid is going into his adolescent years, his teenage years.
No, 2006 to 2018.
Okay, so 12 years fast forward to from 2006 to 2018. He's 12 going on 13, and he's in middle school. And he starts off kind of shy, but you see the progression. You see him starting to go to the dark side, so to speak. He's a smart kid, and he's kind of shy, and he just, after a while, he just doesn't like it when you make fun of him, when you ignore him, when you tell him he's wrong, or you call him out on something that he did and just say, hey, you were wrong about this. You were just, hey, don't do this or whatever. And parents try to be parents, and he just doesn't like that. So
once he has that night of speaking in tongues to that door, that red light come on and it beam, and then and speaking in tongues. After that, he's like, okay, so I am better than y'all. I don't think y'all ready for me. And then that's when he started losing his mind and started being a little bit more cocky. Because isn't that, after that first night, that's when the whole lawnmower thing happens, ain't it?
Yeah, I believe so. After the first night, he goes into his garage and the shed, and the spaceship is buried under a cellar door or something. It's locked. He can't get into it. His parents have it locked, but he's shaking at it. And his mom comes out there. She catches him sleepwalking, and she wakes him up out of the trance. And we later found out that the trance is telling him, the spaceship is telling him to take the world. So she wakes him up out of this trance, and she takes him back in the house. The dad wakes up and like, hey, what's going on? Oh, nothing. He was sleepwalking. Doesn't tell him that, he was in this trance. He tried to find the spaceship or none of that. And it was just... that's all that's going on, and they continue on from there. Just the mother just ignores it. She just plays coy to it and just keeps the father just kind of out of the loop. He never has any inclination of what's going on until it's too late.
Yeah, because she told him he was sleepwalking downstairs.
Yeah, not that he was outside in the barn and all through the yard,
shaking things, trying to get in there, and out there speaking in tongues and stuff. Yeah,
and their fixed plan to everything was go camping. I don't know what the hell that is, but camping is not the fixed plan to anything. Like, there was no punishment. That all the misbehavior led to going camping. I was like, where the fuck were these people around so they could talk to my parents when I misbehaved? Like, yo, don't beat him. Let's go camping. We can go fishing. Hey, here's a pellet gun. We're going to go teach you how to shoot and do things like that. Like,
well, I can't stand it because my mama...
but that was the solution to all of his issues.
My mama's first solution was, let's go shopping. I don't know.
Well, my mother was not shopping. So, we cancel that. And Pops won't shopping either. But, and we damn sure no fun going camping.
And when my brothers came, that changed. But on the first day of what is it? Not even pre-K, something like that. And I got to fight, and let's not go there. I digress. But it changed. Let's just say that. It changed. I didn't always get to go shopping.
Oh, okay. Well, this guy always got to go camping whenever he misbehaved. So his misbehavior just led to, we got to make it up to him somehow. Not, hey, let's be firm parents and let's straighten this out.
That's how mom felt.
Well,
Dad was not. Dad instantly was like, yo, my parents would not have let me get away with that. And then her first response was like, maybe we just need a break. Let's go camping.
But he went along with it. I mean,
He did the first time because she made such a big deal about, I just don't want to do him like my parents did me. I want him to know I'm here for him. I'm with him. I got his back. I'm supportive. And Dad was like, all right, we're going to see. Let's give it a try. But after that, and he acted up again, Pops was like, oh, hell no. He need to be.
Yeah, he was ready, but he never got to it. I think
she called him so much.
The first camping trip took place after he broke the little girl's arm, her hand, in school.
Mm-mm. The first camping trip happened
5 hours later.
The first camping trip happened was before he broke her hand. He had went in there and cut her laptop on and it started playing music while she was studying or whatever, and she went and closed it, and then the light started flickering. The lights went out, but you could see like some other little weird light. Excuse me.
Yeah. So
then the curtain opened and oh, there he is, but closed again and bam, there he gone. He was doing too much. Yeah.
So the first camping trip was, I guess it was his birthday. He turned 13, and his uncle bought him the BB gun, and his dad was like, no, we talked about this, no BB guns, I don't want him to have a BB gun. So the dad flipped out, and the kid was ballsy. He was like, oh no, you can give me that, at the little bar. It wasn't a restaurant type of thing. I think it was like a little bar, maybe a small diner or something.
Little diner. Diner.
He was like, oh no, you're gonna give me that. I'm gonna have this. This is mine. This was given to me. I want it. So that party ended abruptly, which was strange to me because not one child was invited. Like, it was just him, his mom, and his uncle, his dad. Like, he was the only kid celebrating with 4 adults. So I thought that was a little strange that for him to be 13 and live
like
there
he didn't have any other family.
Yeah, he didn't have any friends. No family, no cousins, no nothing. Once the party's over, like I say, was no kids ever around. Didn't see him playing. He had no buddies. Like, it just skipped fast forward to age 13, and then he starts getting his callings from his spaceship. And now, mind you, his spaceship is the only thing that can hurt him, like Superman. That's the only thing that could hurt him. Is something from his home planet that's made, or just as tough and strong as he is. That's the only thing he's vulnerable to. And the mother finds that out when it get towards the end. He's ready. He's killing everybody. She noticed that he cuts himself on the spaceship, and that's her way of saying, "Hey, I remember this. I'm gonna have to kill him. I'm gonna have to stab him." But by then, he's killed his little girlfriend's mother at work. He's locked her. Well, she's locked herself into a freezer, and after he's ripped the doors apart and rushed in like just a blur, and we never really saw her death. It was just too fast, but she did suffer some pains.
We did see her body though.
Did we? I don't remember seeing her body.
Yes, we saw her body. She after the mom ran to the spaceship because she remembered that time he fell in there, that he got cut. That was her body that was cut open in the back.
Yeah. Well, before she was captured and hung up in the barn, after she locked herself in the freezer, she was the mother of, like, say, the daughter where she broke her hand. When you see that in the trailer, he crushes her hand and she wants him handcuffed. I mean, and he's violent. Like, he's all, the deaths are horrific. Like, they are some of the best deaths I've seen. Matter of fact, you can comment in the section below. I want to know, when you guys go see the movie, what's the best death? What's the worst death? I think the father got it the worst because it felt personal to me. I think the father had the worst death.
If you look at it being from a personal point of view, I mean, it was all personal because he was like, look, that's not a good idea for you to do that. And the uncle, he told the uncle that, and then the uncle said something else that really made him mad, and he was like, But, I mean, he was mad at both of them.
I mean, yeah, he was. I mean, but I just felt like
But
because
he made it so quick for the dad. Like, he didn't make the dad suffer. That's why I don't feel like his is the worst, because
I think
the
he
uncle, he knocked his whole body
I mean, but
face
that
off.
was because he dropped the car. But the father, he
And then
took
he didn't
rage out. He screamed at it. He that was personal. He gave it to him. Like, he just
screamed in his face.
he melted his whole face. He just had nothing was left but his hairline. Like, everything else was gone. Like,
Nuh-uh. It was too quick. Yes, it was up close and personal, but he literally stuck his finger, as his uncle was dying, stuck his finger in his uncle's blood. Ooh, look at it. And then watched him die. He didn't, oh my God, and then just kill him while he was gurgling,
but that was
gurgling on his own blood. Like, he tortured his uncle.
His uncle died a very
horrible death.
Yes, but it wasn't as personal. It was just like, hey, I gotta put a stop to this, and this is boom. He did it. It was like a knee-jerk reaction.
He did it like he sat down and let him die and watched him die. And it's not like it was his first killing. It was his second one.
Well, it was his second one, but when he killed the lady in the freezer, the little girl's mom, when he killed her in the restaurant or their diner, it was just like, that's his first one. He's just gonna do it real quick.
We didn't know what he did to her.
We didn't. We didn't see it to the end.
But then to see what he did to her,
right?
Like,
he was getting in
how
his
long
groove.
How long did she? You know what I'm saying? Like, was she alive for a little bit while he was doing what he was doing? Like, how fast was hers?
I mean,
that probably was personal.
I'm sure that was personal.
Definitely was personal.
And then to bring that up, like, he put her back in the barn where his spaceship was. You didn't smell it. Like, we don't know how long she had been down there, but he had been on his little killing spree throughout the movie, you know. And everybody
It only been a couple days.
Yeah, it had been a couple days, but still, throughout that quick little week of the movie, he killed the girl's mother.
What happened to the aunt? Did he ever kill her?
He killed the aunt before he killed the uncle.
How did she die?
I can't remember. And he killed the uncle, and then he killed Dad.
Now I gotta look that up.
The police officer, the sheriff, his helper, the deputy, and then he dropped Mom from 50,000 feet out of the air.
Now that's personal. Maybe hers was the worst one.
But I guess he just, you know.
I mean, he took her all the way up there and then dropped her.
Yeah, he just let her go. So that's all of the deaths.
Failed to her death.
Yeah, she did. But
she saw all of that coming.
But she probably died before she hit the bar. Because she didn't have a parachute or anything. She probably couldn't breathe. She probably lost oxygen, passed out, and she probably died before she hit the ground. Hopefully, that's, you know what I'm saying? Because we didn't see her bust open. She's the only one death that we just assumed that that's just, we assumed that that's how it would happen.
Her and the restaurant lady.
Her and the restaurant lady. Well, we later found her body and saw her. And then he just hangs in the air and just waits, and a jet just flies into him, killing everybody on the jet. So within a week, he killed roughly about 300 people.
Because he covered it up with the plane crash.
Yeah, he covered everything up with the plane crash. He killed the sheriff, he killed his mother, he killed his father, he killed his aunt, his uncle, and the waitress.
Which at the same time, all of these calls went over the radio. So it's not going to be like, of course they're going to be like, oh my God, we got this big crash to worry about. But then they're going to be like, hold on, wait a minute. Why were they there in the first place? Oh yeah, they got called. Let's look back over the, because they record all of that stuff. They keep it in logs.
Well, like I said, hey, this is Kansas way back in 1980, 2000.
Nope, it's way back in 2018.
Well, it's 2018, but we don't know.
They got it.
They
got, because even back then they was writing it down.
I mean, could have been. I mean, like I say, their dispatch system back the way they had this movie set up, who knows? But in a nutshell, that's
the only thing that was like mad confusing about that movie.
That's the movie review for us from the movie Brightburn. It is spoiler filled. We did give a lot of details. We pretty much gave every death, every killing, and the plot of the movie.
Absolutely rated R. Do not take your children to go see it.
Oh, yeah,
not because of sex scenes, but because of the blood and gore and the evilness.
Yeah. Don't take your child. Any child under the age of 13, 15, don't take them to see this movie. This is not a kid-friendly movie. It's definitely rated R. And that's it, man. So like I say, comment in the section below whether you like this video. Please share this video. Give us a thumbs up. subscribe to the channel, hit that little bell. But I want to know in the comment section below, down in here somewhere, who had the worst death, the uncle or the father? Who had the worst death?
I said the uncle.
I think Dad got it, because Dad wanted to beat him, and he felt like he just had to give it to Dad, because he had already threw Dad across the kitchen, you know, once before. So it was, so yeah, I think it was more personal with
I
Dad.
don't care how personal it was.
I still
he
say
made
Dad
his
got the
uncle's
worst
death look personal, and it was like you sat there and watched him die. With the dad, it was like, I'm mad at you and you need to die instantly. But like, I think a quick death is not punishment, but a long, slow death and you watch them die, that's horrible.
I think he had to get his stomach right for it. But this movie, like I say, leaves it. It definitely leaves it open for sequels, a trilogy, and a universe. Because as of right now, this guy has no equal. And he's just at the end of the movie. Everything that you see in the previews is actually the trailer end of the movie.
Like,
and
who's gonna come save the day? Who's gonna be his? Because there's always a good to the evil. So who's gonna be the good? Where are they gonna come from? Like, are more bad guys coming? Or are a lot of good people coming? Like, what's gonna happen with him?
Yeah.
Where's the little girl gonna come in at? Because you know she gonna come back in like the second one or whoever. Like, where we going? Are they ever gonna talk about where he came from, why he was there, and why he was bad in the first place?
Yeah, that's gonna be
They
interesting.
didn't tell any of that.
Yeah, none of that was told. So that's gonna be interesting. Where he came from, why he got there. Is any more people like him coming to invade the earth? Is there ever going to be a superhero or a dark superhero to come and take this kid down? Is he going to grow up? You know, are we going to fast forward 10 more years? He's going to be 23, and now he's a grown menace to society instead of a young adult. You know, like
by the end, he's gonna like run the world.
Yeah, so something has to
now,
happen.
come on,
like, you know, so there has to be an origin story for someone else to come in, because right now
because at the end he's sitting on the back of an ambulance eating cookies.
Yeah, he's having his way. Like, he's innocent. Like, he's any and everyone that knew
no
of
tears,
him.
no nothing. It's like you did all that to cover up what was going on, but you sitting on the back eating cookies. Like, damn, these cookies good. Where y'all get them from?
Yeah, so like I say, comment in the section below who had the worst death. 2 thumbs up, and share this video on all social media platforms. Peace.